Hey guys, so I've got more news for you coming out of South by Southwest. This time we're talking about the remake to Stephen King's It. A lot of us grew up with Stephen King's It back when we were kids, and it really had this crazy, bizarre, but scary quality to us as kids, and that kind of went away for most of us as adults because we saw how ridiculous it was. Well, we have a new description of the trailer footage for the new It remake that was screened at South by Southwest, and it's from BloodyDisgusting.com, so let me get right into it. It sounds like the footage that was put forth is very reminiscent of what happens in the original when Bill's brother Georgie runs over to the curb to go after his paper boat, and Pennywise takes it away. And it teases Pennywise a lot throughout this trailer, I believe. We're probably going to see this anytime soon. We're then shown peeks and glimpses at the Losers Club and all the members that make up this collective of friends, and then we're also given teases to Pennywise, although we seem to not really get any explicit jump views of him, or nothing that really sticks with us. There's a carousel sequence that's put into the description of this trailer, and that actually sounds pretty creepy. And everything else, it just seems, is one big tease, and that's pretty much how these things normally go. What I hope for is that we can see this footage sooner rather than later. This movie comes out in September, so I think there's a lot of hype that they have to build for this, or just some kind of anticipation, because let's face it, this is the remake of a very famous 1990s intellectual property that a lot of people enjoyed for all of its hokiness and for all of its bizarre, absurdist nature, and that's being kind to the original miniseries because it really kind of doesn't hold up after almost 30 years. But the point being that if they can make an effective remake of this, that'll be pretty admirable, because it's hard to make anything that good out of a Stephen King story, it seems. Almost none of the movies based on his material have been very well praised by critics. I think The Shining might be the only one, and Stephen King hates that version. So I really hope they give us some kind of glimpse at the footage sometime soon, because we've gotten small little glimpses and teases of Pennywise here and there via production stills and whatnot, and I have to say, I'm not overly impressed with it. Listen, remakes can be good if they're done well and if they're done thoughtfully and they give some kind of new twist or just some kind of improvement on their original source material. Now, as much as the original It miniseries could be improved upon, and believe that, that's putting it lightly. Nostalgia doesn't always work in making a good movie. It can sometimes help a movie be a little bit more enhanced, but for something that kind of never really was that good in the first place, we need an effective product. And there's going to be multiple It movies that cover multiple events in this series, so they have two shots, if not three or more, to really captivate audiences and make Pennywise the Clown scary as we thought he was when we were kids, but we found out he wasn't that scary when we became adults, and we just found out it was Tim Curry and found out that that was pretty laughable. Even though it was a great performance by Curry, it wasn't as scary as we thought it was.
Do you have Prince Albert in a can? You do? Well, you better let the poor guy out!
So I'm going to cut it off right there and just leave it open to you guys. Have you heard this news? If you haven't, check the description box and take a gander at the report for yourself and see what impression it leaves on you. And are you hopeful for this movie? Me, I'm still a little bit skeptical. I'm just a little afraid that this is going to be too derivative of nostalgia and that maybe it's not going to be as scary or creepy as it could be. I just don't have the highest hopes for it, but I am interested, and that's why this news was brought to you by me today. So with that said, if you like this video, please subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more movie updates.